Hi there, Serdar Yegulalp here from InfoWorld at IDG. Today I'll be talking about the power of Python's dictionaries. A dictionary in Python is a built-in data structure that lets you store and look up data quickly by associating each piece of data, or value, with a key. It's the best way to save and find data by way of names or labels. And aside from being fast and convenient, it also makes possible some powerful program design techniques. Let's start with the basics. A dictionary stores values, basically any Python object, and references those objects by way of keys. The keys have to be a type of object in Python known as a hashable type, strings and integers for instance. And since those are the most common types used as dictionary keys anyway, we'll focus on using those here. To give you an idea of the syntax and functionality of a dictionary, let's look at an example. When you define a dictionary in code, it's offset in curly braces, like so. Each key in the dictionary is followed by a colon, and then its value, and then a comma to separate it from the next key-value pair in the dictionary. In this case, we're using integers as the keys, but again, we can use any hashable type. Strings would be perfectly valid. Now, each key has to be unique for a dictionary, but each value does not have to be unique. In this example, we have Lion King listed twice, once for 1994 and once for 2020. When we want to find a value in a dictionary, we look it up by way of its key. Because of the way dictionaries work under the hood, the time needed to look up any one value in the dictionary, no matter where it might be, is about the same. The overall size of the dictionary doesn't make much discernible difference. Note that we can also use the value of a variable as the key. We're not limited to hard-coding the key in the query. When we want to add items to a dictionary, we just use the same syntax as the lookup, except that we turn this into an assignment instruction. And likewise, we can use variables to perform the assignments. Note that if you assign a new value to an existing key, the old value will be removed from the dictionary. Removing an item completely from a dictionary isn't hard either. To do that, we just use the del command on the key reference, like so. Now that will remove both the key and the value. If you just want to remove the value, but keep the key as a placeholder, you can always just set the value of the key to none. This right here brings up another issue. Now you see how trying to retrieve the value for a non-existent key throws an exception? Now, you may be tempted to throw a try and except block around it as a way to handle this, and that's a perfectly acceptable way to do it. But dictionaries have an elegant internal mechanism for handling cases where you may be looking for a key that isn't there. The get method on a dictionary looks for a given key, but returns none if it can't find it instead of throwing an exception. You could also provide an optional value to return instead of none if you'd rather have a different default. Dictionaries can also work as iterables. You can use a for loop to traverse their contents. Now note that by default when you use a for loop on a dictionary, you only get the keys, not the values. If you use the dictionary's items method and iterate through that, you get a collection of key-value pairs. Also worth noting is that up until Python 3.6, dictionaries didn't have any inherent internal ordering. If you inserted a value into a dictionary, there was no guarantee the dictionary would retain the insertion order of the elements. Now dictionaries do this. The order in which you insert things is the order in which they'll be returned if you traverse using for. That said, dictionaries are still considered unsorted collections. You can't change the insertion order without building a whole new dictionary. So if changing order of elements is important for you, then you're probably better served by using a list. That's all for now, but in the next video, I'm going to share techniques you can use in your Python programs that use dictionaries to make it easier to work in situations where you have to make one of many choices and you don't want to sacrifice performance. If you like this video, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the IDG Tech Talk channel on YouTube, and for more Python tips, be sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Infoworld.com.